Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, so it's time for us to do our Mopar Monday. And we're doing something a little different today. I'm going to show you some customs that I've been working on. And one of them or two of them you've probably seen before. We're just going to do a couple updates on them and such. So, anyways, the first one we'll take a look at is the General Lee, probably because it's the most popular out of the bunch. This actually was the Goodyear 69 Charger from Greenlight. The one that came with the white tail stripe and a white vinyl top. And I used nail polish remover to remove all those old tampos. So I just had a basic orange car. Some of the stuff I had to retouch up, like the chrome around the windows and such. And I finally found the decals that I think work best for it. It does have the white trim, but they are clear where they should be, like behind the letters and behind the numbers. So you don't have that other orange that you can see that it does not match the car too good. So nice looking General Lee. The push bar I made from an M2 push bar that usually comes on the trucks. This one's particular came off of a square body, and basically all I did is cut off the light braces and then the upper bar of it, and then this is what I was left with, and it worked out pretty good. So that is the General. And I detailed the chassis also a little bit, but that kind of needs touched up. As you can see, some of the paint coming off there on the leaf springs and such. So that one I will look at, or that I will take care of later on. Now, the next one that I've been working on quite a bit was were these two. Not just one, but both of them I've kind of been simultaneously doing here. Now this car here is the Fast and Furious 70 Charger from Greenlight. And I had it where I had the big back tires on it, but it wouldn't roll freely. So now, as you can see, it rolls pretty good. And the tires are pretty big. These are M2 wheels and tires. The front ones I use some spacers so they wouldn't walk back and forth. They're actually spacers from Greenlight. Some of their cars, they actually use spacers on the older releases. One is the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am from Part 2. They had the spacers, and I think that's where these came from because I put a different set of wheels and tires on the Trans Am from Part 2. Now, to get these to fully fit and roll, I had to take the car apart and remove the back part of the back seat. You could see down in there a little bit through the window, and so you could see the base, the chassis. But yeah, that's about the only way to get them to roll. You can grind away the back of the tires, which that's what you have to do with these M2 slicks. You will have to grind the back of the wheel and tire. I usually use kind of a primitive way to do it, but it keeps them from heating up and melting, and you can do a little at a time. I use a nail file, which works pretty good. As you can see, this guy, it does turn, but you kind of have to put some force behind it. This one, I have not removed the back of the back seat yet, and that's what's holding this thing up. As you can see, it pretty much clears the body and the chassis, but it's rubbing the structure of the back seat there in that rear package tray. So I will remove that. I put the bigger tires on this and skinnier ones on the front to make it more realistic to what Mr. Norm had. But Mr. Norm's mini Charger was a funny car, not a regular B body. It was I don't know if it was a 3/4 scale or actual 1-to-1 scale body, but it was a flip up body for his car. But this does look better now, leaving it like that. Just setting on display looks kind of like the funny car with the closed body. The wheels and tires are a little more accurate now. Then the other one that I had been working on a lot is this one, and it wasn't so hard to do at all. This is the Gas Monkey Garage Dodge truck, the D100 swept line, and I just basically took it apart, removed the hood, and then I took the decals off the side with nail polish remover, and then I installed a set of Pro Street wheels and tires from M2, and these did not need any kind of clearancing the way that the chassis is set up. They stick out just a hair, not much at all. In the front of this one, also use those little metal spacers to keep the front axle from walking too much. Then I cut down the fender well headers and put them on the truck. They actually were from a funny car from M2. So was the engine. I just detailed the engine a little better because the supercharger on these engines are black. So I painted it silver to make it look a little better. And then I painted the butterflies in the scoop red and painted the pulley silver and added little black dots on the valve covers to represent a Hemi engine. So that one turned out pretty good. The next one is a Greenlight 65 Coronet. This one I've had for a while. It usually was in my display of Mr. Norm's over here in that bay being worked on. And I decided to finally do something with it. The paint on this one is not that great. As you can see, like on the deck lid, there's a lot of spots on it where it just, I don't know, and maybe the surface wasn't prepped good. And there's even sometimes a little bit of, I don't know, not really paint rash, but there is some small bubbles here and there, and the paint just looks dull in areas. So I just decided to use it as like one of the cars being worked on in the diorama, and I removed the hood a while ago. So this time I decided, oh, let's put some wheels and tires on it. Now these spacers I made out of actually a plastic stick from one of my kids' lollipops. They actually work pretty good if they're hollow. Some are solid, but there are a lot that are hollow, and you can use them as spacers for the axles. You can cut them down. These wheels and tires are once again from M2, and I did have to grind the back of these a little bit, but I don't have to do anything with the back seat because the stance of this car is a little bit higher than the others. And the engine in this one is actually a small block Chevy, but we'll just say it's a small block Mopar, big block Mopar. But it came out of the Chevy wagon gasser from Hot Wheels, and just cut it down to fit inside the car, and then painted the valve covers and the stacks at the top and bottom of the stacks for the fuel injection, kind of make it look a little more realistic. Detailed the engine a little bit. So that's that one. And then this guy here is really an easy one to do because these unscrew. This is an M2 Adventurer, and this was originally the mellow yellow one. I just removed the tampos from the side. I also removed the hood and put this stack injected. This was from, I think, a funny car from M2. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it fit in here decently. It looks a little small, but it'll do. Like from the side point and the front end point, it looks really cool with the stack injection. And usually the motors do set down in the motor compartment a little lower, and if it is a small block or even a big block wedge from Mopar, they're not that mammoth in size. When looking at them, they are similar to like a small block Chevy with the small cylinder heads and such. It's not like a big block or a Hemi. A big block Chevy, I should say, or a Hemi from Mopar. So it suits the truck a little better. And then these are the black wheels and tires from the Paul Rossi Challenger from the Autohauler set. I ended up taking the chrome ones I had on this truck and putting on Paul Rossi's car to make it look more realistic. And these black ones suit this truck pretty good because all the trim and stuff was black. And then the last one is just an update. You've seen this guy numerous times in other videos. This was actually a 4x4 from a not hitch and tow, but an Autohauler set. And I ended up putting a two-wheel drive base on it and using the Pro Street wheels and tires on it. The trim used to be all black, but I swapped it around with a yellow 78 step side and ended up getting all chrome trim for this one. So I don't know, it just looks a little better with the big chrome engine. The engine came from a Hot Wheels Volvo gasser, so that was kind of a good fit for this. It had to be cut down just a little, and I tried to put the dots on the valve covers, but there were some obstructions in the way on the valve covers, so it looks okay, but not 100%. And then I had to paint the inside of the scoop and the belt to kind of make it look a little more realistic, but I used a Sharpie, and it kind of has that purple shine to it that all inks usually do. But it looks good from a distance. And the reason I did it with this one because it came with a factory paint flaw on the fender, and it was the first time I was doing like a major custom from M2. Which really it ain't that major. I just changed out all the trim and changed the base and added that motor and removed the hood. So no paint work required. So that's it for today, guys, for our Mopar Monday. And we will be back again probably midweek with something else for you. And then, as always, we'll be back on Friday for our Free It Friday to crack some stuff open for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It will help us move up in the algorithm and help our channel grow. And also, if you've not subscribed yet, please do so. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.